November 10th. We've had our hard frosts, killing frosts. So now it's really time to clean everything up. I'm in the greenhouse, and what I'm gonna do here now is take these strings down, dispose of them. We've got the little fasteners that we put at the bottom of the plant, and I'll recycle those. In previous years, I would take these clips and I would just take this whole plant out like this with the string and throw it out. This year, I'm trying to take a little more time and separate these so I can compost this and I can throw this away, get it into the landfill instead of, ultimately the landfill is going to leach out those chemicals anyways, but at least it's not going to be here on the farm. And this is taking me, I just did another greenhouse, and it probably took me about 6 hours to do it this way. So it's not, it takes some time. I probably could do it in just 3 or 4 hours if I didn't try to take apart each string. Even though now I'm kind of getting in the flow of it, so maybe this one will go a little faster. And the idea here too is to protect the cloth. Try not to rip the cloth, which the tomato plants, I can pull these right out and it doesn't rip the cloth at all, so that works really well. But then you get some other weeds in there that if you just yank the weed, it's going to rip the tarp. And then the life of the tarp will be decreased. And the whole idea here is, and the thing I'm really becoming aware of and trying to get better and better at, is having a system that has minimal waste. And yeah, so here in the greenhouse we have these tarps, and if you take care of them, I mean, they could last for 10, 15 years. I don't even know how long they could last. And they're a pretty much, an investment, a decent sized investment, each one. I don't know exactly the cost, but I think to cover this greenhouse is probably close to $200. So it's an investment, but I think it's worth it. I think if you scale this up, then you get a really effective product in suppressing the weeds that lasts a long time. I don't even know if these are toxic at all. I'm sure that I would have to know a little bit more about, but I know that as compared to what we use in the fields with the black plastic mulch, which is cheaper, but you have to replace it every single year. There's a labor cost to it. I don't think overall it is quite as effective because you're only covering strips. You still have to mow on either end or weed. Whereas this, you can take a look at it. Most of what you're seeing are just the tomato plants. There are some weeds that are coming up, but this was, and I think we did come through and weed it a couple times during the season, but this was pretty effective in managing the weeds in this space. So I'd be interested in taking this even outside of the greenhouse, and everything that we're using black plastic mulch, instead use this tarp. Let's just actually swing over here to this other greenhouse so you can see, because this is all the waste that we got from producing on this in the greenhouse. Just this plastic twine, which you could actually use the jute just the same, probably a little more expensive and a little less durable, but then you would have no waste. Yeah, so you can see here I've cleared out this greenhouse, folded up the tarps in the corner. We got drip tapes in here in the greenhouse, so folding up the drip tape. If you take care of this too, you can have it last up to 5 years for a drip tape, maybe even longer with some repairs. So this is really good. You can see this greenhouse got all busted up, so we're gonna have to replace this. Or, you know, we were kind of deciding, maybe if you didn't care at all about waste, then you would just say, screw it, rip this right off, throw it away, get a new sheet, and maybe that would be easier. And we might still decide to do that, but we're also thinking, well, maybe we should try to use this piece. If we can even get 1 or 2 more years out of it, then maybe it will be worth even the extra time it's going to take to try to fasten this on. But that's a decision you have to weigh. Anyways, greenhouse growing 101 here. Not even 101. This is probably a 90 level. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning as I go, but I'm having a lot of fun, and I just get more inspired to do it every year. So even, you know, these 3 greenhouses here, 1 more over there, you know, pretty big scale, but even if just the footprint of those by themselves, I mean, it's not even maybe 1/8 of an acre or so, and we grow a lot of vegetables in here. So this is something you can do on a really small scale and grow a whole lot. So pretty inspiring stuff, and it's cool because the more people doing this, the better. So it can't really get oversaturated and become too competitive, because we're so far from having enough people food autonomous so there's nothing but love for everybody else who's trying to scale this up. It's not a competition. We actually got all rise up together and try to do more of this, because the more of us that are doing this on a smaller scale, we're going to be helping each other, not hurting each other. Keep it real.